What's going on, people? What's going on? So I'm gonna go the long way to the store. Closes at 12 midnight. I just want to pick up a few things. I didn't work yesterday or today. Good news, I have an interview Thursday. I want to be working so I can get this car. And I'm not really sure what's next for me. But you know what? I'm considering learning more than one language, like more than 5 languages for programming. I may try to see whatever's available on the internet that I can learn, or what books I can learn from all the languages that exist in programming. Because I feel like this, programming is required working in tech. And I feel like the books that teach you about the hardware, that's really for like selling product. So all the books on hardware, like your speakers, your components for the tower case, or the components of like a motherboard, that's for like selling. You're trying to sell product. I want to have everything learned by August. But I don't know who Mike Johnson is. Let me just tell you like this. I'm not following politics at all. I don't vote. I once declared myself a Republican. I am not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I don't vote. And I'm only talking about this because I had almost a brush with being at what I thought would be the real January 6th. See, when I was supporting Trump, I heard that they were going to have a protest for Joe Biden's inauguration. I was going to rent a car, go down to DC, and attend it myself. But y'all know the story with that. It got shut down because of January 6th. So I said it a million times on here. I was supposed to be there. If it didn't turn out the way it did, I would have went. And so if January 6th occurred on the inauguration, which it probably wouldn't, I probably would have been right with the rest of those people. But I want to tell you, and by the way, I'm in the black community. It's not a bad neighborhood. It's all right. But and it's a democratic city, by the way. But I want to break down to you the distinction between January 6th and these riots going on right now. Okay? And unsubscribe if you don't like what I got to say. It's perfectly fine. But there's no comparison between the two. All right? So number one, and this is why I say I can't keep a following, and I don't really care for that, because I don't like to just go with a certain narrative because it sounds good. So one, almost everybody that was involved in January 6th, I did a lot of research on January 6th because I was supposed to be there. So the estimated age was 18 to about 81. The ages range from 18 to 81, people that were arrested. The average age was 41. Everybody there, for the most part, were members. For the most part, they were contributing to society. They worked. They had families. They took care of their families. They had jobs. They had careers. Now you had some that were, facing. A lot of them faced financial problems. You had like one that was arrested, that was convicted of sexual assault. One was convicted of robbery. Like, you had some people that were criminals, like former ex-cons. Some were ex-cons, but you had some that you had a lot that were contributing to society. Now the distinction between January 6th and the riots going on right now, it happened in DC, right? It happened in that one building. It didn't disseminate to, I'm not from DC, but other areas of DC. They didn't run around the city and tear shit up. They didn't go inside McDonald's and loot the McDonald's. They didn't tear up shit at a Walmart. you know, and I was just in DC in January before that plane crash happened. But they didn't tear shit up in the whole city. They didn't tear the city apart. They destroyed a government building. Okay? They did not destroy someone's private property. They didn't loot a business. So understand the distinction. The people in LA, a lot of them are fucking degenerates. A lot of them are on drugs. A lot of them have alcohol issues. A lot of them have nothing better to do with themselves. They don't have much to lose. I'm just talking about this right now because everything that would fit a white supremacist belief that non-white people, I may not be talking about Asians, but non-white people, they say the things they say, it fits that narrative when you do things like this. When you loot, when you riot, when you act like a fucking animal, this proves them every time. Let me tell you something. I've had a lot of fucked up things happen to me. Police and paramedics, hospital officials. I have the story. I have proof on this channel to back it up. But you know what I do to express how I feel? There are people I don't support. So if it was possible, I would not pay my taxes because that goes to the police's salary. You have to do things that make your voice heard, that don't result in you breaking the law. You got to be a fool to actually defend these people. I'm not defending January 6th. Yeah, they committed a crime. They broke the law because they turned what was supposed to be a civilized day, right? The express. Well, I wasn't going to go for that. I wasn't going to drive on January 6th, but what they did made the movement look bad. Well, what I was doing at the time, it made the movement look bad. So yeah, they committed a crime, but we're talking about one government building versus in LA, multiple businesses being looted. Multiple, you had police officers, you had your handful of them that were injured. I believe one died. One committed suicide. One died from a drug overdose. It was reported, deaths after the riot took place. There was a few, but they weren't. It was cops being attacked. But you got to look at the flip side of there were cops attacking people. There were cops pushing people. There were cops that, I remember this one guy, so like I said, I'm not defending their actions, but there's no comparison between the two. Would you rather have a police station get blown the fuck up? Or would you rather have somebody come in your private home and tear your shit up? Because honestly, man, these people that we call, I'm not trying to use a lot of slurs in my video. I'm going to refrain from that as much as possible. But who we call immigrant, migrant, this is how I look at it. If you are if you're not a legal citizen here, you're not supposed to be here legally. You have no rights at all. You don't have any say. You're here illegally. That's the end of the discussion. You have no rights. So yes, I don't feel bad if ICE deports you, because I just find it funny. I complain about this country too, but how are you gonna go in someone else's country and tear their shit up and complain and say that you have a right to be here? Like, can I go to Mexico and complain about They're in Mexican. I feel like Mexican cops are probably worse because they do more fuck shit. I mean, cops here are bad. See, I'm saying I'm not taking no sides, but it's just the insanity. People want to compare January 6th to the riots going on right now. It's no comparison at all. It is no comparison. One riot destroyed a government, it made damage to a government building. This riot is destroying a city. So, hopefully in a couple of days, a lot of this shit can calm down. Because I'm going to just tell you like this. And once again, I ain't taking no sides. But I see in the very near future, because we talk about this whole black fatigue, 30 years from now, a lot of this shit is going to get so old that you're going to remember the times when that shit was it worked. But it's going to come a time when they're going to be like, hey, that shit is so old, man. You got to get your shit together.